fixed lens, so everything's gonna be a little bit tighter. How's it going, everybody? So I can get a little bit more light. Let there be light. Come on, focus, focus, focus. Ah, there we go. Sorry about the banding, guys. It's my headlamp here. We'll turn that off for just a second, because I think there's enough light for you guys to see me. Maybe is the camera gonna hold focus? We'll see. But welcome out, guys. It's been a couple of weeks here. I'm sorry about that, but like I said, I really wasn't sure when my next upload was gonna be. And we are out here. Come on. Sorry, guys. The camera's gonna be struggling tonight because of how dark it is. We are out here at 11 Mile Reservoir. And we've come out here tonight to do a little bit of astrophotography and hopefully not run into any big, scary, wild animals. I hope I'm not jinxing myself by saying that. I have been kind of trying to think of some other ideas to do for landscape photography. And I started thinking, I haven't done astrophotography for quite a while. So I figured, why not come out and try and give it a shot? And looking at the maps, I figured, what the heck, let's give an 11 Mile a try. I know people have done astrophotography out here before. So I jumped in the car and drove up here. And I don't know if you see at the beginning of this video, ooh, we are struggling. I'm going to turn my light on here. Sorry for the banding you're probably going to get. There we go. But at least you can kind of have me in focus now. Maybe. Sorry. There we go. Anyway, like I was saying, I've seen some I've seen some photos of astrophotography done out here. And I figured, what the heck, let's jump in the car. Let's come up here. So 1 hour and 15-minute car ride and a small frozen milkshake from Sonic later, we are up at the reservoir. We had a pretty good sunset earlier today. That time-lapse you saw at the beginning of the video here, that was from that sunset, and I think hopefully it did it justice. So that was a pretty good sunset. Wasn't a lot of color in the clouds. I shot a few test shots before. Oh, we are really struggling with focus tonight. Come on, camera. I shot a few test shots before, and they were okay, but they weren't great. And then I started kind of looking at all the grasses that were in front of me here. So I got the tripod down low, and I shot a few images, and I'll pop one up on the screen right now for you. And this is the image that I got, and you know what? It's not too bad. I really wish I had thought of this image while we had better color in the sky, but I think we got a pretty good blue hour shot. So right now we are just waiting for the Milky Way to come out, and I think we don't have to wait too much longer. I'm just hoping you can't see it on the camera here. Heck, you can't see anything on the camera here right now because of how hard this thing's struggling to focus. Let's see. Hang on. There we go. Flipped on the manual focus now, so hopefully it can hold on to me. You can't see it on the camera here, but you might be able to see it. There's a bank of clouds out in the distance there where the Milky Way is supposed to pop up. And I'm just kind of waiting for that to move out. I think it is. I think it's dissipating. We've got another bank of clouds just up here, but I don't think that's going to obscure anything. If anything, it might just add a little texture to the sky tonight and give us a little bit of drama, dynamic, whatever you want to call it. But anyway, I've just been taking a couple of test shots. This is by no means a composition. I'm just trying to make sure that my focus is working for my 7D Mark II, and I'm just trying to see when the Milky Way is going to come out. So I think we're going to pop on down to a composition that I scouted earlier and set up down there, and hopefully we get something tonight. So, all right, guys. So I know you can't see me right now. I've got my head torch off. My head torch. I sound like I'm from Britain. I've got my headlamp off right now because I'm just trying to. There's a bug on my glasses. These mosquitoes are out everywhere. Anyway, I'm just trying to dial in my composition right now. The Milky Way, I think in one of my test shots here, that's done, so I'm going to turn my headlamp back on here. In one of my compositions here, I noticed, I think the Milky Way is starting to come out. It's a little farther over to the right than I was kind of expecting or hoping for. So I'm trying to just adjust and try to figure out what my composition is here. I'm trying to get some blue. We're still in like the last stage of blue hour here, so I'm just trying to get a couple of blue hour exposures, maybe to have a good foreground to paint in when I get these all back into my computer. Then I can paint in a nice blue hour foreground. I think we're going to get lucky. That big bank of clouds that I was worried about has moved on out. And I think we're just going to wait it out here for a little bit. And hopefully we'll get a good Milky Way shot or two tonight. So we've still got a little bit of a moon out right now. And normally you don't want that for astrophotography. You need any bright light source to be non-existent so you can capture the stars. And the moon is a bright light source, as is this head torch. It's attracting all the damn bugs. But we are in the beginning stages of a waxing moon, so I don't think it's going to cause too much of an issue, and it's actually, I think, giving me just enough what's the word? Just enough illumination to get a decent foreground shot. So I think I've got a good foreground shot in the bag here. The issue is going to be that the Milky Way, because the planet is rotating, because, you know, physics, is going to be moving on me here. And so I'm probably going to have to recompose again and get another foreground image. I mean, maybe. I think I maybe could just paint in the Milky Way behind this foreground shot that I've got. It's not the best by any means. There's really nothing, because of where the Milky Way is right now, there's really nothing too interesting about it. But we may be able to get some decent reflection from the Milky Way if and when it comes out, if and when we can get good visual of it. So I do have a light source out in the distance here, which is kind of annoying me. I can't tell if that's somebody's car or if that's somebody's house, but it's shining out onto the lake, and so that's going to be a bit distracting. I will say, doing Milky Way photography definitely is a lesson in patience. Alright, so you guys probably can't see me right now. Oh, look, that's a cool little glow right there. Anyway, I've got a 30-second exposure going right now because I've actually found a really nice little foreground element to use in my image for tonight. When I was messing around trying to get a good blue hour foreground shot, I made a really big mistake, and I forgot that when shooting Milky Way photography, you can't do it on ISO 100. It just doesn't work. And that exposure's done. We'll check that here in a second. Anyway, so I kind of moved over a little bit. I moved the camera around a little bit because I was trying to find the Milky Way. Then I remembered, oh, I got to move my shutter up to like ISO 3200 or something like that. So when I did that, I actually had a vision. I had an image that I could see. I have a vision. Hopefully I have a vision for tonight. Anyway, I found these two little rocks that make a really nice little foreground element. And it's just very simple. It's very clean. And then we've got the Milky Way out in the sky, and then we got the mountains over in the distance. We got a little bit of illumination. I don't know if it's coming from the sliver of the moon that we've got, or there's a couple, I think, either homes or people out on the other side maybe doing some night fishing. But that's giving us a little bit of illumination. So I think we finally got the composition that we're looking for. So I was just taking another 30-second exposure here to actually get a good foreground shot because I needed to recheck my focus after flipping my camera vertically. And so now I am going to roll my exposure back to about 15 seconds, which via the 500 rule, which is the rule that kind of allows you to determine what your shutter speed can be when you're doing astrophotography. Sorry guys, I just realized that, you know, I'm done taking that exposure. I can have my headlamp back on. Anyway, the 500 rule is what tells you what you can have your shutter be so you can get your exposure for the stars, or for the Milky Way. And so the 500 rule tells me I can go to 17 seconds. So that means on my camera, I have, you know, I can go to 15 seconds, honestly, before I start getting the stars getting blurry from the movement of the Earth. I'm just using the 10-second timer, using a 15-second exposure, and I'm probably going to take maybe a series of images, maybe see if I can get a little bit brighter exposure. So yeah, we've got the foreground shot. I'm going to dial the exposure down to 15 seconds, and we are going to get the Milky Way shot. right here, I'm trying to talk to you guys about what I was doing. I shot 2 different images for my Milky Way exposure, one at ISO 6400 and one at ISO 3200, because I wanted to see which one I liked better. Obviously, if you're shooting at a higher ISO, you're going to get more grain, more noise in your images. And here I am trying to get my headlamp to illuminate me, which is not working, so we're going to go with a scary looking view of my face here, looking very ghoulish or very stupid, however else you want to decide. So I don't know what happened here. I don't know if my mic cable came out of my camera. I don't know if something internally was wrong with the camera. It seems to be working just fine right now, which is unfortunate that it wasn't working out in the field, but that's okay. I have a tendency to ramble on anyway. So anyway, I think I'll just wrap things up here by saying I ended up going with the ISO 6400 image because I just like the exposure it was giving me better. Yes, I had to compromise with the noise, the amount of noise in the image. That's kind of what happens when you shoot on a smaller size sensor. They just have a harder time in low light. So anyway, guys, I am just gonna wrap this video up here by saying thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to, please make sure you're subscribed. Please make sure you hit the notification bell to know when I upload my next videos. And in a future video here, I'm going to be talking about a item that you guys can order from me for the holiday season. I'll give you a hint, it involves 12 images. Anyway, guys, I hope you all have a good adventure, and I will see you out on the trail.